Dang, Lady Gaga breaks down in tears after abruptly stopping Miami concert amid lightning storm. Then just perform through the lightning storm, you know?
She's afraid of lightning?
The show must go on, all right? You heard Lupe. All right, all ready to show.
Wait, she's afraid of lightning?
I don't know, but she got sad and she stopped performing. Sometimes
she got sad because of lightning?
she got sad, man, you know?
Was the lightning just a coincidence that she got sad, or she got sad in lieu of the lightning?
I think she stopped the concert because of the lightning, and then it made her sad that she had no concert to perform anymore.
Oh, well, that's a whole nother statement. Like, you...
I mean, the way it was worded, it just sounded right to me, you know? I don't know. Who's to say? Do we have anything, like, on the docket, or are we just going to be talking some shit? Because I feel like...
I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't really have much to discuss either, you know? So then we could just talk some shit, I guess.
What's been going on with you?
That's what we do, you know what I mean? Nothing, man, you know? As the short snippet that I put out has suggested, I had been stricken ill.
Stricken?
I've been stricken ill with my headpiece, you know?
Of your what?
My headpiece.
Your headpiece?
Yeah.
I think you want to reword that one there, brother.
My head top. What they used to call it back in the day?
Yeah, but why you weren't stricken of your head top? You obviously...
Well, most of the symptoms were there. They were placated there.
Adam forgot how to podcast.
No. I'm saying words. That's what podcasting is. It's just saying words.
Yeah, but your words are terrible right now.
Actually, they're not.
All right, well...
Even in the aftermath, what they call the COVID fog, I'm still sitting over here making sense. You know, you just gotta. I feel like.
Well, if we were good with any kind of editing through the fog, I guess you would see that there's going to be a name change.
Yeah. So I guess we can just. We're not gonna change the song for this.
Well, Who We Be is just a little different than it was last week.
Yeah. So
actually
welcome
3 weeks ago.
So welcome everybody to the Kasson Avenue podcast. It's different but the same.
It's same but different.
This is man. I didn't even check what episode number this is.
It's 152.
And we're like so far back from like the last time we potted that I just want to make sure it's correct.
How long has it been? 2 weeks?
2 weeks. It is episode number 151. So you would have been wrong too.
It's 151?
Yeah, the 152nd video was me telling everybody that there's no video. Yeah.
Okay.
So welcome everybody to the show. We just, for simplicity's sake.
Yeah.
You know?
So here's my beef, and I think I've stated it before.
We're not
I'm
two
not
people.
Kiona. He's not Kasson.
We're not two people with names
on a podcast.
No.
Adam is Adam. I am Osama. We've been through this.
Hi, Adam, the host. Here with my brother.
Thank you for introducing me that way.
Yeah, sure.
But we shoot a podcast, based on the streets we grew up around.
Right.
On the intersection of
it's the intersection because we were like 3 houses from the corner, but the actual street, Kasson Avenue, and just for simplicity, man, you know.
I think it will help our brand to make people understand this is not a 2-man podcast named as the title says.
I know it hurts because there's like sentimental value attached to the last 150 episodes.
Yeah, but there's not many of you.
So we'll just be known. We'll just be known as the Kasson Avenue podcast, formerly known as the Kiona and Kasson podcast. You know?
No, that's a lot. That's like.
Well, that's how it has to be for right now. You
it's
know,
like the artist formerly known as.
What if somebody told their friend like, "Oh, you got to go and check out the Kiona and Kasson podcast," and then we introduce.
So
it
how
as
the hell are you
Kasson
gonna
Avenue
title it? The title's gonna be 14 fucking.
Well, no, I'm gonna introduce it that way when we talk, but it's gonna just say Kasson
Oh, and
Avenue.
that's only gonna be for like a little while.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot to say for no reason.
And, we're trying to determine if there's going to be, like, logo changes. Obviously, we can't call it the K and KP anymore because there's only one K now.
Yeah. But I think it helps.
We can call it the KP.
Because there's always been only no Ks unless it's our last name.
KP, but not Kristaps Porzingis, you know?
Yeah, listen, I think...
It's the only KP that I could think of off the top of my dome right now. So.
My theory is Kevin Porter Jr. Anyway.
But that's KPJ.
Yeah, but you don't have
but
to
nobody
say the
says
J.
KP. They say KPJ.
That's true. Anyway, my biggest beef with it is that I feel like our branding has taken some sort of a hit. Only because maybe if you were to say, hey, what
I don't know if it's taken a hit.
Well, not a hit,
but it hasn't taken
had
stride.
The impact, there hasn't been as large an impact as I think it could be. If you were to say,
do you think that having the shoe there is also misleading, and it should have something with Kasson Avenue in the background?
I'm kind of thinking that should go up, and in the middle should be something that has our title there. But like a definitive, that's our title.
Further branding changes might come along.
Adam just came up with that. I asked him about the
I
background.
mean, listen, I like the shoe thing, but I think it's also partially what attracted the shoe or the feet loving people.
Yeah, we'll just put it up a little bit, and you'll maybe be able to see it, but who knows? But yeah, I feel like what would take place is they'd say, "Oh, you do a podcast? What's the name of the podcast?" And that isn't a name that really people aren't going to remember.
The problem with the title as it has stood to this point is you can't say the Kiona and Kasson Avenue podcast, right? That's too much. So if you go Kasson Avenue, it becomes really evident that it's a street.
Yeah, and that's very. It's important for clarity.
Yeah, because Kiona and Kasson sounds like it could be names of people. You know,
that's the whole thing.
And I'm pretty sure, like, if I early on when I went to go and like search Google and just see like what, because I did this before because I'm narcissistic in that way. I want to see where we pop up when we search Google. There's actually like somebody else named Kiona, and she has like Kiona's World or some shit like that. Yeah. So I'm like, that's it's conflicting.
There's got to be some conflicting.
I don't think there's any Kason's World.
No, and I'm pretty sure people are going to mispronounce it, but at least it's only one word, Ave. Right?
I don't know how you pronounce it, how you mispronounce it when you say it on the show.
Yeah,
listen to the show.
Well, if you didn't know and you came across
Kasson Avenue. But this has been a point of contention for even the residents of that street.
Yeah.
People are like, it's Kasson. No, it's Kasson. No, it's, whatever. Like,
it could be very well Kasson if they want it to be.
No, but for us, it's Kasson.
But for me, it's not.
Yeah.
Either way, Kasson Ave, that's be us.
It's like I had an item that I put a case on. Like my phone, I put a case on it.
Oh, I was like, what are you in training day? I'll put it on all you motherfuckers.
I'm not training day. I'm Adam.
That's a movie.
I'm Adam. So, yeah, we're back. Round of applause for us.
It's been a while.
It's been a couple weeks, I was down and out, but I'm, for the most part, out of the woods with the whatever symptoms. I'll tell you what, the only real problem with this whole COVID diagnosis that I came down with, which was a complete surprise, because I wasn't even thinking about getting tested for COVID. My prior breathing or respiratory issue, right? I needed to go and get a COVID test before I went and got that, the follow-up test that I was supposed to have done. Basically, they wanted to make sure there's no outside influences affecting my breathing, right? And COVID is like the dominant issue in the world right now. So then that came back positive, and I was like, oh, shit, how the fuck did that happen? Like, I don't even go places. You know what I mean?
You don't.
We talked about that here for 20 minutes about how
nowhere.
I'm constantly just berated by my family for not leaving my house.
And then he got it from his own house.
And then I got it, and then I was like, I don't ever want to hear any of you say that I don't leave my house again.
But you didn't.
Next time could be the next day could be my death day.
You got it. You might have gotten it from something else. Like
I live. I don't know how many times we gotta go through this. I leave my house when I feel like it's necessary.
So where do you think?
But sometimes when it's necessary, I could still get COVID.
Where do you think you got it from?
I don't know, man.
All right, well,
it's hard to say.
Adam's theory is he don't know, man.
I don't know, man. But anyway, yeah. So
and while you were down and out, I was just down in Mexico.
Well, I thought you were gonna say you were just out.
Well, down is a little.
So you talking about my wording? Like, come on now.
No, down.
You
in
had
Mexico.
a perfect opportunity. You just
blundered
that whole.
It's down in Mexico.
Yeah, but
we are north.
Out,
they are south of us.
When people leave, they're out. Like I'm out. Nobody's like, oh, I'm down.
Well, what's the problem with how I described it?
Usually when people say they're down, like they're in. Like I'm on it. Let's do this.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
If you say you're out, then people just think you're leaving, and you did.
Yeah, but I mean, both can be used. I think down is
you
just
said that
as
you
well.
didn't have herpes, and I said that you did.
Either way, like I said, I'll stick to my statement. I was down in Mexico, chilling out, doing my thing.
Down under? So you can't even do that.
Down under,
it's not
mate.
Australia.
What? Yeah, it's down under.
Down under only explains Australia.
No, it's down under us.
On the map.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not literally under us.
What else would we be discussing? They are under us southwise.
It's not like how you dig a hole to China and when you get to a certain point, it's Mexico, and you keep going and it's China.
The Earth doesn't spin from north to south. It's an east to west kind of like trajectory here, right?
Well, it kind of goes on a.
We're never going to be over them. I mean, under them. They're over. I mean, see, you've confused me. There's no reason.
That's what I do, baby.
All right. Well, either way, we're down in Mexico kicking it.
Right.
And one of the coolest things.
This is like an exact replica of a previous vacation.
Like 5 months ago, yeah.
So, I mean.
But this time we did. We did pretty much the same thing. But
we went and ate, we drank, we danced,
swam a lot in the
watched
ocean.
fireworks, had a good old time.
We were on the ocean and we were on the beach on the last day, right?
Lost a couple pairs of sunglasses. Go ahead, tell
yeah,
tell
2 pairs. They said, "Oh, we'll go in there." They know. So we were on the beach on the last day, the last full day.
Right.
and we're watching in the distance, and it's like the whole week it never really rained. It was like some downpours. Sunday was a little bit, but for the rest of the week,
So it was Southern California for the week you were there.
it was fucking hot and sunny the whole time. So the last day though, there was clouds.
I
right?
hope people catch all these references because, man, I'd be just like throwing out some of the most beautiful gold, you know?
Nobody cares. So we're sitting on the beach and we look in the distance. There's storm clouds, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?" One of those water spouts, right? In the fucking ocean. We're all like, "What the fuck?"
Like somebody just turned on the nozzle and then the water spouted.
You know what I'm talking about? Like they're like
It's like a cyclone.
It's like a small cyclone on the ocean, but like I don't think they're very wide. I think I could probably hug it.
You got me running in a cycle. No, it just seems that way because you were not quite so close
Well,
to it.
I seen a boat that was near 6 of them, and it was like, what the fuck? But I don't know.
It was near 6 of them?
Yeah, I think the same day. It was in Gulf. It was in the Gulf of Mexico where we saw it.
Fuck all
And
that,
I think what it was.
I thought hurricane season was over.
We saw one. It wasn't. It was dead in the middle of it. And everybody, that's the problem, right? Everybody's like, that's my beef. We'll get into that in a second. But we saw one of those, and here's how crazy it was. We were watching some of the locals, like the workers, and I was like, you ever seen? He's like, never fucking once in my life. Not once in my life.
That's pretty fucked up.
And I asked the guy next
to him. Of
to
course,
him.
the week you were there.
Yeah.
You had like a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon happen.
But the thing is, there wasn't any. I mean, so my beef was before we left in our family's group chat. Our parents had just gotten back from Kasson Ave with Daniel,
And they were trying to jinx you.
and Mom is like, "Well, you might need an umbrella. It's gonna be pretty bad. Like
It's gonna rain every
She
day you're
said
there.
that- I
It's not
think
gonna be. It's not gonna be dry
said,
at all.
Somebody said you might want to reschedule. I was like, "Who do you think we are? Like, I don't got the money to just say, hey, American Airlines, I'm not coming right now.
And also, I have an actual job, so
Yeah,
I have to like
I have-
abide by that.
I have things I have to do."
The availability of the time off.
So we're like, I basically stopped communication in the family group chat. I was like, I'm not doing it. Sarah was texting me. You were texting. I was like,
It's already spotty at best.
I was like, I'm not getting involved in this. This is just gonna make me. So I tried to make me and Vivi both because she knew too, but she said she didn't tell me because she knew it might put me in a bad mood, right? That we're going during the bad weather. So we both tried to remain in like a really, really like
It's not even look at the weather.
like
we
a
already
really
booked this
positive
thing.
state, right?
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw that it was supposed to rain, right?
Well,
Everybody's saying it.
when they first said it, I was like, y'all are going to a different part though.
But so Cozumel is like, I don't know, like 100 miles probably off of the
I'm
coast
not
or
good at
something.
geography. We talked about this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like, well, it's what do you know? You don't know 100 miles? You've driven many of them.
100 miles is a lot of miles. It could be raining here, and you're in the city 20 miles
I'd
from me, and
assume
it's
maybe
not
it
raining.
might be a little
So I don't
less.
know.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting at. It wasn't the same. They're a little more off into the ocean.
Different, but the same. I
Right.
feel like that's definitely the title
But-
of this episode.
Yeah, maybe so. But but so that's the thing. There was rain threatening the whole week, right? But one of the guys, there's a point where you got to go get towels. They give you 2 towel cards, right? Or one for each person, so you can trade them in all you want. They're at the beach.
Okay, I'm about to say you get one towel the
No,
entire
no, no.
vacation.
So there's
you
like
cash in your towel
there-
card,
there-
sir. You only get one.
You can't have any more towels this week. What am I supposed to dry with?
Anytime I've stayed in a hotel, every day I'm like, can we get more towels, please?
Yeah, for sure. But they have like a towel stand near the beach, right, where you can right between the pool and the beach. You can go trade it in with your cards. You get 2 towels. You can go as many times you trade them out. So that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And I asked him, he was like, dude, you can never trust the weather forecast here. But that spout was nuts, man. Like it was in the distance and it was there for 10 minutes. You're just watching it. Like,
Yeah, I
what
saw
the
Vivi's
fuck?
snap. I was like, it doesn't look like it's, but it's so misleading because
Yeah.
you look out into the ocean, it's probably a lot further away from you.
It
than
was
looks like.
mad far. It
Yeah.
was mad far. But the thing about the ocean is it's hard to tell distance. Like nautical miles seem weird. There was times I would be walking out into the ocean and I would just look back like, oh, I got it kind of far here because the water, no lie, at
Well,
its deepest point.
Secretly pulls you back there.
Well, whatever.
it's like the trick of the ocean. It's trying to eat you.
I know it is, but
So it's like
I'm in there.
slowly dragging you in
Dude,
there.
I go in there. I'm in there deep. I go in there as like
What's
pretty.
that little fishing rod thing?
Yeah, he's like trying to get you. No, I go as far as I see people going, and then I just battle the waves. But but like
Don't go out past the buoys.
so, there's no buoys.
I know.
So where the farthest I would go out, I'd probably be up to here. But I'm talking about pretty far out.
Yeah.
At a certain point, like
Scary.
at a certain part, you're still pretty far out, and it's only at your waist.
Yeah.
So like it's very manageable. It's whatever. But like the water out there, man, I enjoy that
And
shit
low
so much.
tide.
We got no seaweed.
Nice.
We got no seaweed. I don't know about low tide. Them fucking waves were strong, dude. They would.
I just say low tide because if the tide is low.
How do you think I lost 2 pairs of sunglasses?
because you haven't learned yet.
No, I
that
haven't.
You should not just go in there. I don't know. You splashing around. I don't know, like doing deep sea diving with your glasses on.
I'm doing all that.
Like you're gonna lose sunglasses every time you go.
Okay. So this trip, I learned something. Most of the time,
I don't think you did.
why I lose.
Well, that remains to be seen. Next vacation, we'll see if you learn something.
The reason why I lose well, I didn't say I was gonna learn. I just know why. So the reason why I lost the 2 this time, right? But okay, so here's the caveat: they're not expensive sunglasses. They're like $7 to $10.
It's perfectly fine. The idea is that now there's like a little sea turtle in there,
riding around cool as hell with some sunglasses.
And he got a freaking arm of a sunglass thing stuck in his throat. And it's your fault.
Well, why would you say that? I don't think that's
because you're killing the sea turtles.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Hey man, you're gonna sit right in front of the fan and black up all the air.
I think that turtle knows what to do with that pair of sunglasses.
This is not like those memes where like when they do something that's like a mic drop moment and it just falls onto their head.
It's like, and there's a turtle like with better vision down there and shit. He's the coolest turtle in the ocean.
He thinks he's blending in and shit. Now he's gonna get eaten by a shark because he thought he was camouflaged.
So, but that's how I lose. But I dive into the water against it. Every time I did that, I lost a pair. Every time it smacks the back of my face.
What do you expect,
dude? I don't know, man. I don't know how people don't go in the ocean when they go on vacation to these places.
Do you think there's like a spot in the ocean on the ocean floor where there's just like a collection of sunglasses?
No,
like they just all kind of work their way to that spot.
I firmly believe I'm going to come across one pair of my older sunglasses one day in the ocean. I firmly believe it.
Yeah, but in a completely other side of the ocean.
Yeah, I'm going to be somewhere else. Like, oh my God, these are my sunglasses.
Yeah, I just thought of something. If we're going to be Kasson Avenue podcast now, is this technically episode 1 then? Or is it still 151?
151.
151
part
1?
1? No, that doesn't work. 151.1? That means that we have, no, it should be, I think it's like a second season after 4 years.
But I already put season 2 when we came back from our year-long hiatus.
I don't remember that.
But it's still in the thing.
Our season 3?
I guess, right? We're going through some stages.
Yeah, I guess so.
Damn.
But yeah, so remember when we were in Dominican and the waves there were no waves really? It was just like a calm ass water.
Yeah,
not
the scariest kind of water. I'd prefer there to be waves.
Yeah, that water. You're just
these sharks are just chilling. They don't have to go and like fight through these waves.
When I'm hungry, but no, we were in there and we would be wading in the water. Like we weren't standing. It was pretty deep water. You remember that, right? And but yeah, this is nothing like that. So far, Puerto Rico and Mexico don't have the same shore that Dominican did.
And well, Dominican, we had a lot of seaweed too.
Well, no, there was no seaweed in Mexico at all.
That's what I'm saying, because you said that. And I'm like, we had a lot of seaweed when we were there.
There was a lot. I mean, and the thing is, if you walk down the beach, you would get less, depending on where you are. Some places, just that's the way it works.
Yeah.
The last day we were in Mexico, this time, the seaweed moved in the last morning. Like the last morning, you're like, oh, fuck, that sucks for them. Yeah. And then you started seeing rain clouds.
That last day is so bittersweet,
I hate leaving vacation so much.
You're like, but I lived here for last week, and I like it.
I like it a lot. Dude, it's so hard to leave vacation.
Come on, go sit down. Over here trying to figure out where he wants to get comfortable.
It is right behind your chair.
Oh, come on, man.
So, but yeah, that is what I don't know how people can't do that. Like, I enjoy getting in the ocean and like just playing in the ocean, man. I feel like a kid. I be jumping over waves.
It's easy to forget you're in an ocean when you're in the ocean.
No, I remember every time. Because it hits the shit out of you, and you're like, oh.
I don't think so. Because, like, listen,
dude,
having grown up here, right?
No, I don't get in Lake Michigan. That's just nasty.
But we did a lot when we were kids.
Yeah, but I don't do it no more.
But what I'm saying is, Lake Michigan is like a mini ocean. It's enormous. Nobody knows how deep that motherfucker is.
No, the waves be pretty big. 850 feet.
It's deep as hell.
Yeah.
Well,
at the deepest point, not at the shore.
It gets deep though. Like you go out to there's buoys in this water. You get out to there and it's at your neck.
Well, nobody's going that far out in the swimming.
People do.
Never mind.
I'm just saying, man.
You know what?
We've had ocean-like beach style things dirtier given. But
so what are you saying? When you're what is it?
I'm saying like when I'm in the ocean and I've only been not even a handful of times. Like I can count them on 3 fingers. When you go in the water like that, right?
One hand usually is what people say.
You just
3 fingers is hilarious.
I know. I changed it because it's not 5 times. But anyway. So, the times that I have been, I'm like, all right, well, I kind of fall back into a little childlike state and
I am
jumping through the water and having a good time, and not really thinking about the fact that I'm in the ocean. My reminder from the ocean was when I, almost drowned and drank probably like 2 gallons of seawater. It was.
I meant to send you a video. So like there was in that beach, you can either jet ski or you can parasail. We were gonna jet ski, but I just did like it. If we were gonna do it one time, and I was trying to go find this cache that I told Vivi to bring up, and she hid it in her makeup, and I was like, "Why would you hide it? Why wouldn't you just put it on the counter?" Like, so so we didn't go, but we were intending to go the whole time. The parasailers, though, you could see these guys like they'll be right over you, and like at one point they were coming close to me and Vivi. I was like, "Let's get the fuck out the way!" And he tapped his feet with the water, and then they pulled them up. These guys,
That's how professionals do it.
these guys
They
seem to
dunk
know what
you,
they were doing.
and then they pull you back up.
These guys seem to know
But
what they
these
were doing.
fucking cocksuckers who were taking care of it when I was in the air were not watching, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, he'll be fine." No, I was not fine.
I
I
want to
was
say
in fact
that
not fine, sir.
in DR when we were there. This is, to be fair, this is 2015. It seemed like the wild, wild west with these excursions.
Jim West,
It seemed
Desperado.
like this place had one hut for the jet skis, one hut for the parasailers on our beach.
Yeah.
Right. So they must have been approved by the hotel. Or
Yeah,
some
because the
sort of
people
like
who ran the excursions in the Dominican were not like affiliated with the resort. They had like their own little fleet of
Yeah.
like miniature boats that brought you to like a
it
bigger
was like
boat.
a little hut next to the hotel. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't
That was
know.
weird. But so yeah, I don't get that kind of thing, but I do like playing.
But
in
we
the water.
trusted them.
Yeah, you
Motherfuckers
did.
were going over there buying cigars from them and shit, getting
Yeah.
hair braided and shit. Like
Weird. But vacation is always fun, man. I enjoyed
buying
it.
some sunglasses that surely you lost in the water. You know?
Dude, listen, these guys come by, they know. I was like, come back when I'm drunk. I was like, come back when I'm drunk.
they're opportunists. They're watching you like, oh, we saw you lost that pair of sunglasses in the water. Would you like another pair?
Dude, I told him, I was like, my friend.
$25 or two for $25. Like,
Oh, dude, he would be like $30, I'm like 12. He was like, what? I was like, or 2 for 20. He was like, what?
But it's funny because they'll do that, man.
Yeah.
They play with those prices like crazy.
Yeah, they're just trying to get as much as they can. I'm like, hell no. I was trying to go to get the fucking jet ski guy to give us a better deal. He wouldn't do it. I was like, that's probably why I didn't do it. It was $80 for 30 minutes.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, ugh.
Usually, like here,
30
it'll
minutes
get you like
goes
4
by
hours.
quick on a jet ski. You'd be like, ah!
Like, damn, I'm past time. It means I have to spend like another $160.
Dude, that's exactly how it feels to be on a jet ski. Ah!
It's been a minute since I've been on a jet ski.
Oh man, I fucking love them. Like, it's gonna be very hard for me. The only way I'm going away from like the Caribbean, because I still want to see Turks, which I think we might try to do for Vivi's birthday, right? In like 6-7 months. I think I'm gonna try to do 2 a year, minimum. It's hard to do more because it's just so expensive, and the way my bank account's set up, it's not very set up very nicely.
Well, especially
yet.
like everything is more expensive.
As soon as we get 1,000 subscribers in this motherfucker,
we can start monetizing.
We've been chasing 1,000 subscribers for years.
Like, I don't even want YouTube monetization. I want enough people watching so that
They go on our Patreon.
no, so that like
Oh.
corporate sponsorships come and we can
So we're not making money off.
Like,
Yeah,
what-
we ain't trying to make money off you.
While I was watching like the Bill Burr shit, right? He always does like reads for his advertisers, and he just like does it without giving a singular fuck. Like everything he does includes cursing. He says cunt probably like 400 times for each of his advertisements. He said he lost one of his sponsors one time because of that, and they were like, "Bill, just try to keep the c words down." So he's like, now we replace it with fuck. And he's like, why do you give a fuck about me cursing? He's like, don't you want to just sell this shit? Like, if I say it, they're going to buy it.
He's like, these people follow me because they like how I speak.
This shit is so hilarious. I'm like, yo, man, if your name is big enough, you can do whatever you want to with those corporate shits.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So we want some corporate sponsors is what we're saying.
Hell yeah, man.
Kasson Ave podcast. Remember that shit, you know?
So, dude, don't get me wrong. Listen, if you get us to the point where we're monetized and we can take vacations and podcast we bring this fucking thing, some microphones and the camera, we can literally record anywhere.
I shouldn't say this while we're live, but like, that's the nice thing. Bill Burr's got it figured out because he'll go on tour and shit. He'll be in the like whatever hotel he's in from whatever city,
And he
podcasts twice a
Dude.
week usually.
Oh, and you would probably get
The
two.
Thursday morning just before Friday, Monday morning podcast.
You would probably get.
I don't know how he
Two,
doesn't
you
get
would probably
tripped
get 2 a week if we could just travel and do for a couple hours every few days podcast. Dude, it behooves you to get more people to subscribe to this fucking podcast.
True. If you like it. Anyways.
Yeah, that's
If you don't like it, then I guess it doesn't really matter to you.
yeah, that's true too.
But see, right now, the way things stand, we can only get together on Sundays.
Yeah, 'cause
and
we
now
don't have the time.
we're now week 2 into the 2022-2023 NFL season, which I only am interested in because I'm wagering and whatnot. Cause
Yeah, I'm not doing
whatever.
none of that.
DraftKings make it too easy.
I'm so bad at it, I won't do it.
Well, here's the
I'm
thing.
terrible
You
at
can go
that
in there and you just turn on same game parlay, and then it automatically gives you like parlays that they put together, that the experts put together. You know what I mean? Bet $5, you get like profit boosts and shit. There's
Yeah.
money to be made if you can like get lucky.
Yeah, you make it. Yeah, see that right there?
It's gambling. You know what I mean? But it different than like going to fucking hit a slot machine. These are based on like real life results of teams
like
playing.
50-50.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. It's 50-50 for sure. But parlays are better because then they give you like
What was
crazy
it,
odds boosts.
in the terminal? 50-50.
But yeah, so that's
So speaking of time, though, because we talked about how we don't have the time to do more, we would like to do more.
true.
There'd probably be a couple of different podcasts we do, to be honest with you. We have other interests, right? Like, honestly,
This is our interested in talking shit podcast. You know, we just talk shit. 'cause
But I would
enjoy
love
it.
to do a sports one, maybe even a sneaker devoted one. They would be maybe shorter segmented ones, like 30 minutes, 35
do
minutes.
automobiles.
And cars, but so what I've started to get right back into. Adam always knows I've always been a watch guy. Like since we were kids, I've always loved watches, always. But it takes a long time. Like
Went from the Seikos and the Casios. What's
well, I
up?
never had a Seiko yet. I had a Casio, mostly. I still have my first Casio that I got for my birthday when I was like 13.
You ain't had a Timex? I thought you did have a Seiko.
No, I never had a Seiko. I did. I think. Oh, you know what I did? It was fake as fuck.
Well, you know, shit.
Yeah, but I remember wearing that too. But no, I've been trying to like dive more into the idea of what watches are really and like movements and complications. I understand. I knew these two
Art,
things.
man, you know?
There's a lot. But I've gotten to the point.
Timepieces are just art that you put on your wrist instead of on the wall.
Right. And
Because they appreciate that way
They
if
do.
you have the right ones.
they do. I've honestly started to like really dive into the YouTube world of it to like some of these people that they explain watches a little bit more, the nuances and the brand separation in terms of price and value, right?
It's true.
So I can definitely go into a whole watch thing like that. I've actually considered it. I ordered one, right? My last birthday gift to myself, right? It's coming in a couple of days, and I think I'm gonna do an unboxing on a YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. I would like to start putting out those little type of videos again, just small, what have you.
What do you call them? Vlogs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've honestly thought about it. I would be really angry if
A video log.
I'd be angry and happy at the same time if I did that and it popped quicker than this fucking podcast.
As long as something pops.
Something got to pop.
As long as something pops and it's not like a bone that I have because
Yeah.
of old age.
Yeah, that was a little.
Well, I mean, I don't mean break. I mean pop. Like,
why'd
you know, like
go
I
there?
crack
Like,
my knuckles and shit all the
like
time.
a
That's technically
really,
a pop.
really
you know?
fucked up thing, man. Like,
I mean, that's only if you frame it that way.
yeah, but it is. I mean, you want no bones to break. That's the goal.
I didn't say break. I said pop. There's a
Pop means
difference.
that it would probably break. I don't think a bone
not
pops
true.
without breaking. A joint pops.
Okay,
a bone
well,
does not pop.
That then.
A pop is a bad thing.
Guess what? Joints are made of bones.
Yeah, but the joint only. But that's the only place that can pop without break. Okay.
Listen, man, semantics. You know?
No, definitely not. There's a specific. This is not semantics. This is definitive. This is a definitive wording
know that that's
problem
true.
you have here. Popping a bone is gonna break the bone.
I mean, like when you crack a bone.
But so
you know,
I've cracked a bone.
But when I would say crack, I mean like crack my knuckles. You know,
Again, joints.
No.
1, 2, and 3. Okay. What are you not getting about this?
Hey, listen. That's
Your
fine.
ankles crack. Your ankles crack. Your ankles crack. Or pop. It's the word you want to
crackle,
use.
pop.
Pop just seems like a terrible thing when it comes to the body. But so your ankles pop, your knees can pop, your toes pop, like the joints. All right. Your back, your neck.
So basically, all of your bones.
No, your joints. Your joints, where the joints are. You're the worst. But anyway, so I don't even know where I was going. You've confused me so much. Oh, watches and just doing things that you're interested in. Again, we want to do more. It's kind of why we're trying to figure out maybe if this name change happens, it's more or less kind of an experiment with people.
It's also less of a mouthful, you know. Kiona and that's
No,
four
how many-
syllables.
I was like, that's not. You're not counting words there. It's
No,
not
I'm counting syllables. There's 4 syllables that we're taking out of it.
But-
Kasson Avenue, boom.
Yeah.
It's just cleaner. You know?
Should it just be Kasson Ave?
Just
Or should it be
lean,
Kasson Ave
mean.
podcast? To be determined.
Kasson Avenue, I guess. I mean, we can say Avenue and have it just be AVE when we post it.
Kasson Avecast.
I don't like it.
No, it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound the right way.
Kasson Ave podcast, that's cap instead of. So when people say no cap, we're like, nah, but cap though.
But cap us because we'd like you to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I know we've been gone for a couple weeks, but I really didn't come with too much to talk about. I know the Queen died.
Yeah, that's.
I almost want to applaud it.
So a human dies. You're sad. You're sad.
Well, but some people wouldn't categorize her as human.
She was arguably pretty racist.
She was a lot of things. Listen, I know like in Jordan, right? They have a king and queen, right? But they are related to the British royal family, and I just largely believe, fuck, is you talking about royal family? Yeah. Kings and queens? Motherfucker, no.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
And we're in
king and queen
2022.
guy. Yeah,
you're trying to, and she was in charge of running Britain for like 70 years or some shit like that.
She got like basically in office when she was like 12. Like, what is this little motherfucker doing?
And I still don't understand like how the king and queen thing works because like now her son, I think her son took over.
Because I think the father, because the father's dead already. So
not feel you. So he's the king.
The father can't be king anymore. He's dead. It's kind of hard to do. He's not alive.
Now his wife is like queen something. She's not a pure bona fide queen. She's like queen something.
So she's not only a queen, she's a king?
So she has the title, but not the powers.
Of the queen.
Right.
Meaning,
but she's also the wife of the king, so I don't understand.
Oh, you're talking about the prince, right? But he's old as shit too,
He's not the prince now, he's the king.
The king, the old
prince.
I
said, when I first heard that he took
over,
over,
known as Prince.
I was like, he was probably so fucking excited because he was like, yo, I'm old as shit. I thought I was going to die before I got to be king.
Dude, right? He hasn't worked a day in his life. He's just been a prince.
But now he could say he's a king, you know?
Well, he's going to have a lot of... That's going to suck.
He ain't no Simba, I'll tell you that. Well, can't wait to be king.
Can't wait. He was probably like,
Hey, calm down, man.
He's like, I definitely can wait to be king. Yo, so I got like so obviously I got pretty dark, right? And Vivi, it's all relative. I put my lotion on, right? You know, I feel like I'm moisturizing enough.
Okay.
Vivi's like, it's not your lotion. She's like, your lotion's not doing enough. Now, I'm a guy, right?
Your skin is still very rough.
I'm a guy,
Osama?
right? So I get I get Gold Bond with shea butter, right? This is what I think is good quality, whatever.
That's what I got in my bathroom right now.
So she slides over some fucking coconut oil at me. She's like, you might want to put that on. So I put it on, right? But now I look like I basted myself. And though I feel like I look pretty damn like brown and
so she shined you up
and moisturized, if you will, huh?
She shined you up.
No, I shine myself. I'm not gonna lotion my body, but I mean that would be kind of cool too.
Have your woman put lotion on your body is not a weird thing.
No, like I mean, I just like
hey woman, rub my body.
Well, I guess, but we have things to do. She's got to go before I go.
Not a word, but like, it was all I'm saying.
Sometimes it's just not a thing. I mean, she's lotioning my back.
Well, you made it sound like, oh my god, I would have somebody put lotion on my body.
I just think it would be funny to do like you ever had
obviously,
you know the 90-minute massage, right, where they have you turn over and now you're looking them dead in the face as they're massaging your.
No, you're not
your
supposed
chest.
to, man. I keep my eyes closed.
But
when the barber's hitting your mustache, you close your eyes.
I tend to close my eyes.
Can't even make eye contact.
Whenever I justify closing my eyes at the barber when hair can fly in my eyes.
Always.
I'm just like,
or when he's like,
here, I'm like,
or when he's like right in your grill, like, haha. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't need him to be like right here and be like
holding the back of your neck.
Yeah, no.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny to do.
He's never done that.
That's really funny.
To Majid's credit, he's never grabbed the back of my head and was like,
what's it? He got a timeline? He about to bounce?
He told me that when it starts to get cold here, I was like, yo, you told me when summer started. Then you told me when summer ended. Then you told me when the winter started. I don't believe you. I was like, all I know is this. I'm going to keep the same energy. If you leave and I don't know about it, I'm coming to find you and I'm going to whoop your ass, Majid.
Tell him we're going to Jordan next year.
He's like, I don't know, I guess in that shop right now, they're like raising the prices. And so he's like, a lot of my guys ain't trying to pay those prices. Like they never had to pay that price with me in their life. So he's like, some people just can't afford to get it, like $40 for a haircut and beard. And then, if you want to get like your eyebrows started, it's $15.
Yeah.
So everything is just, And so I don't know. He's...
Well, my barber...
Then they're like raising, obviously, price for having your chair and whatnot. And it's
every barber shop is going to charge the same thing, so...
I told Majid, hey, man, I used to spend $8 on your haircut and then give you $12 as a tip. Just throw you a whole 20. I was like, what happened now? Now your prices has tripled.
It is what it is, man.
Now I have to give you 3 20s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think barbers are all going to start what's uniformly putting together their prices.
I don't
right?
think they can work because they can't have like a. It's not like it can be like a union.
No, it's not by union, but by market standards, right? Like, if I know that barbershop's doing it and I feel like we do the same kind of, quality, I'm going to raise it to what they're paying, because, to be honest, there's enough heads out in the world to get a haircut. Somebody's going to pay that as long as you provide a good service. My barbershop, man, their prices are kind of high, but at the same time, I recognize a good service from it, so
Absolutely.
I don't have any issue paying it.
I feel you. That's where I'm at with it too. But it's also like,
And I
man,
work fucking 40 fucking hours out in the heat, out in the cold. I'll be goddamned if I don't get my hair cut the way I wanted to get cut.
This is the first cut I had in like, I don't know, 2 months or some shit like that. Let me tell you, my hair grows fast, man. I was like, but just take it off. Like, just get it out of here because it's too fucking much. I was like, I know we're going into like, hopefully it'll start to cool down a little bit. Again, this is like the first summer that I'm like, let's get this shit the fuck over with.
Yeah. It's it's been, well.
So my next one will probably go back to a blowout, depending on what the weather's like.
Your next one, man. Listen. I was so gluttonous with haircuts the last time. We had
Man, I told you, it's what you should do.
What did I have? Oh, my birthday was Friday. I mean, it was Saturday. I got a haircut Friday, and then I had scheduled the trip the next Saturday, so I got a haircut the next Friday. I was sitting in my barber's chair, and the guy that usually cuts next to him, he's like, "You don't usually come this much, do you?" I was like, "Man, no, I don't." But just the way things worked out, like, I'm not gonna not get my haircut.
Why are you here again? You were just here.
Man, if I could, I'd go weekly every time.
Yo, when I was there yesterday, he the guy behind him had somebody in his chair, and apparently it's like a CIA guy, right? Like a bald motherfucker. So he was in there getting a refresh on the whole shave and shit, and then he had him put like wax in his nostrils
and pull it out
and fucking wax the hair from inside of his nostril. And I was like, it made my ass pucker. I was like, how the hell? Like, I ain't doing that, man.
How do you manage your nose hairs? You just trim them?
Yeah, it's like as long as they ain't sticking out, looking disgusting. I keep them trimmed is where I need to whenever I hit like my mustache, whatever. I get in there and take care of that. But no, I'm not yanking the hair out of my nose.
No, you need the hair there a little bit.
That's what Jit said too. He's like, that's supposed to be a filter for your body. Like, your nose not supposed to not have hair in it. I was like, listen, I can understand, like, maybe he breathes at night and it feels like you got a boogie and it's just hair blowing around or whatever.
You get that hair.
But, like, you don't get all of the, like.
You get that hair and that hair alone.
Pulling that shit has to hurt. I know it has to hurt.
Oh, of course. I was
like, maybe he's going undercover.
I can't. They know me to have long nose hairs.
And I guess what Joe was telling me, like, the guy behind him, he was asking him if he wanted to basically, like, follow him around with his jobs wherever he went in the world, and he'd pay him like a standard salary to cut his hair and shit. And he was like, I don't think he should do that. I was like, yo, Majid, if I was like rapper balling, like I would be like, yo, $200K for the year, cut my hair, whatever I need. Like, I would do that shit. But I'm also like not, I don't know what his whole weird situation was. So.
Oh, he wanted more?
It seemed that way.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, he was a little bit
Well, there's not that there's anything wrong with it.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's just, it seemed like there was some weird ulterior motives. And,
I don't think you want to do that.
It just all snowballed because I was looking like his mirror. Now they changed his seat, so it was like in a perpendicular spot. So like when I'm in the mirror, I could see the people next to him instead of, So I saw this happening. I was like, Majid, is he about to pull that shit? And I was like, oh man, I ain't doing that. Fuck all that. So, yeah, interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
I think I wrote something down.
Something like important to talk about?
No, not important.
Something outside of the Queen's gambit?
I don't know. Oh, you know what I was thinking? Because my car's about to be paid off, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't think I'm going to buy a brand new car yet.
Right.
Not for a while. I'm going to enjoy not having it or not having a car note. But what I do think I actually might do is buy me a little project car. Something I can mess with, maybe try to wrench. I think what I want is an old, maybe 90s pickup. Maybe like an old 90s Chevy pickup. something like that. They got that.
Yeah,
they got
something
that-
American, so it's cheap to fix.
What's that? 454 SS, that little black Chevy joint. I can fuck with that.
454 it says I raise Porsches.
Well, I wouldn't.
If you're raising a Porsche, that shit, that's
Well, it
crazy.
depends on. Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
think Newport. Shit,
obviously Ti had some money to do that.
But no, I
you probably
definitely
don't.
am thinking about something like that. Like, why not have that little project car, park it in the garage? You know, because I would like to get something like that and be able to mess with it. You know, maybe put some new wheels, learn how to do certain things on the car with it. And that I think is my next like endeavor next year. Like when I'm finished with the car, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just start looking for maybe something like $2,000, $3,000 project car.
I ain't mad at it. You know, can work some of them engine components out and make it a little bit faster. You know, and do some crazy shit that you wouldn't see on the road.
I mean,
Put
I'm sure you
put like a weird little bright color paint job on it or something.
No, I
you
think
know?
I would keep it black, man. They come in black as long as it's like a nice survivor color, like the paint's not in rough shape. And then I would just keep it like I'd change probably the wheels, maybe like the stance a little
But I
bit.
mean, if you're gonna get it for that cheap and that old, it's probably gonna have some body damage, maybe some rust. So you're gonna have to go hit the scrap yard and maybe get a new door
a
or
new
some
panel,
shit.
that's true.
You know, and
But
that's
I'd have to learn
so
how
you
to do
have
that. Yeah,
you have to paint all
blend
that
and
shit.
everything.
You know what I mean?
That'd be fun though.
Like
I think it'd be cool.
I always see people with project cars and like everything has been like sanded down and everything like that, so it fits really nice, but it's like
all
seven
different
different
panels.
shades.
It's all different panels.
It's kind of cool in a way. Like you can see like they did that work kind of on their own and
It's like a
you know,
mosh up.
Yeah, you know, and they're like, hey, I took part from here and here. It's different but the same.
Same but different. No, I think that's something I want to get into just because I don't know. I want to start just. I want to just continue doing some of the stuff I enjoy doing. Like I like cars a lot, so maybe just diving into something like that would have something that runs okay. So it's not
Something that makes
dead
you
in
feel
my-
like a man,
It's not
you know?
dead in my garage all the time, but something that I can like mess with. You know.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you got to do is get it back running so that you can move it
Well, I
from A
said
to B.
hopefully it
you
will be
know?
running by the like at least whatever roughly
Even
or
if
not.
even if when you buy it it's running, there's no guarantee it's gonna run the next time you try to start it. It's just how those cars are.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
pretty fucked up.
So it is what it is, you know. But make sure that it has a solid running first, so that whenever you have to go back and forth to get parts or whatever the fuck it is, you know, you can have it with you. You know?
Yes, that would be the goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is up, man? How'd you spend your time during COVID? You worked, you said, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I work from home, so I'm like,
I would
what's
have
the
taken
difference?
off.
I had
You
just
have
had
time?
I had just had a week off.
Well, you're gonna have another.
I'm gonna take another week off, probably either late this month, early next month, you know, and
Okay.
then maybe another week after that, and then you know, who knows? I got time. I have about 3 weeks left right now, and I'm still gonna be accumulating till the end of the year, so I will definitely be taking more time. But yeah, I worked. When I wasn't working, I was just in my bed. You know, I got the PlayStation 5. Luckily, I was able to.
That's able to take some time. Did you buy
play some Grand Theft Auto and shit? You know?
Did you buy anything else from it?
No, not yet. I'm 2K23 is gonna be probably the next thing.
Okay, that special edition joint.
I don't know. I gotta see what's the difference, because if it's just
The
Jordan
cover
being
is
on the
not- yeah,
cover,
it's not-
I
it's
mean,
not enough.
not for another $40. you
No,
know?
definitely not.
It's already expensive as shit to buy that game.
Yeah, I still want one, but I think I would. I'm becoming addicted to vacationing, man.
Listen, $600 is a vacation.
It is, and like I get it.
Especially you go on Groupon and get one of those fancy all-inclusive.
No, I've been going on Expedia.com, my friend. Expedia.com. But no, I've become quite addicted to the idea of vacationing, and I not just It's specific.
You're the latest
time,
to the party.
but it,
you know?
well, I've got here though.
Sure.
Fashionably late.
I don't think it's fashionably late. I think it's past the fashionably
Everybody
part
left.
now.
So
Everybody's on vacation. Everybody's out.
but I've become quite, and it's only thus far. I don't want to stop doing the beach vacation yet.
The beach is the vacation. Otherwise, it's a trip.
Well,
We've been through this.
it depends, right? Because we want to go to
doesn't.
What is it? Like Santorini.
If relaxation
stay-
is the goal,
yeah, that's-
vacation.
Well, if you stay in the one town, Santorini, I would love to
if
see
exploration is the goal, is a trip.
I
don't
don't
know
really
how-
want to. I know that, but I'm trying to see if a trip to like that, because in Santorini it's that whole.
You can explore a little bit on a vacation, but if the main
Well, let
part
me
of it needs
explain
to
you
be
what- it's
relaxation.
It's the whole white.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know. I listened to Joe Budden talk about it
I'd
this
only
week.
want to go.
In the Mykonos.
I'd only want to be in there, just kind of like relaxing in the town. You know, take in the food. Or I don't know if it's even like that. It just looks like a whole bunch of homes stacked on top of each other. To be honest with you,
like favelas.
but like nice ones. Same,
Different, but the
different. So I do want to do that, but I am enjoying the idea. I just love resort vacations. Honestly, I was telling Vivi, the reason why it's so dope
because
is because
your food and your
for
drinks
a
is taken care of.
For a little while, for at least the time you've booked it, right? It's basically like you're a wealthy person, right? Your rooms are cleaned for you. They stock everything for you. Your fridge, the food is made for you in a very. This place has good
No matter
food.
where you're at, if there's one of those places where the waitresses be walking around and shit, you could just tell them, "Hey, I need a drink," and then they bring you the drink.
No, these motherfuckers are on it.
Yeah,
They be on it, and it's like.
and you just bring like a big ass wad of singles and tip people.
Yeah.
Maybe some fives.
And though Puerto
If you plan to
Rico-
be out there hanging out for all day and you got this person's got the whole shift, maybe a 20 or two,
Oh, dude, man, one of the guys, he would see me on the beach. He remembered from last time because he wanted my Bulls hat. But this time he remembered me, so he would take care of me and shit.
The sunglasses guy.
He would do. I'd be at the end of my beer, and he'd have my other beer in my hand already. Right, like that's how on it they've been. So he made a lot of money over the week. He probably made like $70 on me, because I would just be like, I'm like,
Is that a lot?
I think so, man.
Is it relative?
I think it's relative.
You got to think about it now this way.
Well, do you have how much you going to? I don't. I'm not a
They're
rich
resort
man.
employees.
$1 is
So
dude,
they work in a resort
think about
where
this.
Americans
Listen,
are constantly
look
there.
at me.
You know what I mean?
When we were there in May.
Americans are so arrogant.
When we were there, but when we were there in May, right? Just to give you an idea,
Yeah.
I think I want to look it up because we went to that local spot and they had a thing that said beers $1 or I think that's 20 pesos. So pesos $2. Okay, it's 50 to 1, right? It's 50 to 1. But I forget how it worked out. But dude, they would like how did it work? Oh, it's actually, I'm sorry, 0.05. So let's say I just want to look it up because.
Can you give some like extra? What are you talking about? What's 0.5 and
so I'm
what's
trying to
1?
talk about like you're asking me, is that a lot of money, right? So hold on.
Well, because I mean in relation to like the cost of things there.
Okay, so
like if you could buy a 20-ounce Coke for $1.29
that's
here.
what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. So it would say on the menu, right? Because it's a local spot.
Yeah.
It said beers 20 pesos, right? Or they had appetizers, and they were the equivalent of hold on, 2.5, 50 pesos for appetizers, right? That's $2.50. So just to give you an idea of the drastic difference in.
So you're saying you can go and live larger in Mexico than you do here on the same
based
money?
on what we have. I don't know about what they make. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. So what I'm saying is, if I gave him.
So basically, your dollar will go further there.
I'd break him off with 5. I'd break him off with 2. I'd break him off with. So like I don't. Not that I'm saying he got a lot from me, but I think he made a decent amount off of me that day or that week because I was being more. I don't think you see a lot of people tip as much as they do in all inclusives. A lot of people don't tip. When we go to breakfast at these places, I like.
Well, that's the other part of Americans being arrogant. They go there and be like, "Oh, I already paid for the full all-inclusive."
There's also places that they don't tip in their culture today. Like people come from London, they're not tipping. I don't think you tip out there like that, right?
Like in the Arab world, you're not supposed to charge interest. You know.
Well, that's different. They're not charging me interest on my meal. I'm just saying.
You know what I mean.
So, like
there's similarities there
for breakfast, right? Mm-hmm. We'd go in there, and I would assume, right, when in eating, because they're still doing the same work. These people wait on better than waiters out here. Fucking making sure your coffee's straight. They get everything you need. So you'd be like, and even though it's a buffet, right, they still make it. They like a fresh omelet bar and all that shit. So you sit down. My thought is, the server that's serving me, because there's only one really assigned to you, I tip them as though I went to breakfast out here.
I can't help but feel like it's like the.
I usually give.
So for you, this is just a good time. For me, this is what I call life.
But no, you remember this. You told that dude in the DR.
Yeah.
Is it the Dominican? Yeah, it's not. Or in Dominican Republic. It's the Dominican Republic, right? Mm-hmm. Well, wherever it was that we were at, remember you told the worker, because he got cool with our family.
Yeah.
And you were like, but you work in paradise. He's like, it's paradise for you. That was like, he dropped a bomb on you. I went and had a drink. I was like, Adam, just fucking.
Fucking funk flex me right there,
right?
Dude.
So maybe that's the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do think.
I sing too.
I do sing. But no, my thought is, I asked Vivi, I was like, do you think, though it's work, right? Though it is work,
I mean, it could be worse. You could be working in the rain. You could be working in the snow.
The idea that there's the ocean, the scent of the salt water, and I know they're from there. This is nothing new to them, but does it help? Right? Does the vitamin D, does like the exposure to that at least a little bit? Though you're working around people that are enjoying it.
It's always hard because, like, again, when we were talking to those guys in the DR, they're like, oh, like, I want to go to America. Like, that's one of the things that they want to do. And I think it's just because of the way it's painted in the media, right?
Yeah.
Like, because the United States, when you live here, you're like,
there's issues.
This place is not great. I don't know I don't see what the big jazz is all about.
But off of that, and onto like just the idea of like this tipping thing out there, because I think, right, like, some of them genuinely seem to enjoy their jobs, right? Everybody there is very nice. There's places you can go that are
They're
terrible.
selling you an atmosphere.
Yeah. There's more genuine. It's more genuine to me and
it probably is.
than other places.
It probably is, at least to some degree, and maybe depending on who you're
Or
dealing
they're
with.
just whether or not it's genuine.
But they're
or
also
good
selling you an
actors,
experience.
I don't know.
They're selling you an experience.
Yeah, but I'll say this.
And if you tip them
people
well
are not-
enough, then of course it's going to be much easier for them to sell you that experience.
But
you know, like, ooh,
I think
this is good
Mexicans
money.
in general are just nicer people than
It's like when the
some
Simpsons
places.
went to Canada.
Would
they
you
were
agree
like,
with that?
American currency.
Would you agree with that? Like
I don't know.
Mexican.
I've never been.
Oh well, that's true. Well, Mexicans here are kind of nice.
I mean, it's all relative. It
That's
depends.
true. That's true.
I've met
Well, I'll
scumbag
say-
of every race,
listen,
and I've met great people of every race.
out there, like the service seems like they're just nice. They take pride in doing that, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that's important, and I think people would agree that Mexicans take pride in their jobs, right? They have a great work ethic, probably better than most.
Yeah.
I would say. But I like at breakfast. I wouldn't tip like. I would give $10 every time we ate. Like, okay, we ate, left $10 for them because, like, okay, maybe you don't need to do that. Maybe you should be giving more. I just feel like it's you leave. I think you would see, and you would never see people tip. I'm just like, you're not leaving anything for this person.
Well, like when we went to DR, they had like the breakfast buffet, right? So you go there in the morning, you get your scrambled eggs and whatever, all that shit. They had like fucking a charcuterie of things.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I get a tip there, right? And obviously, I think part of it, I'm sure to some degree, they only expect tips in certain situations because you're out there about to go in the water, you're probably in your fucking swimwear and shit. Like,
You don't got
not
the money.
everybody
No,
has cash
man.
with them
Well,
in that situation.
I think.
That's why I say, like, if you're gonna go and hit the bar or you're gonna have a server, you hit them with the 20 early, get the cash out of your hand, and then they're bringing your drinks.
My problem with that is I don't know if they always remember. Well, maybe they do.
Sure they
Well,
do.
listen.
You're there for a week. They get to know who you.
See,
You're only there.
I'm just a firm believer. Like I just feel like you have to carry cash. You have to have cash on you.
I wish we had somebody who worked in one of those resorts that we can talk to right now. Phone a friend.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But no, I think all together, those are the best vacations because a vacation to me is truly meant to make you feel like I had a talk with myself today, right? Just kind of like telling myself that the feeling that you're on. I get the idea that it's a different atmosphere, but the feeling you have during vacation, that happiness to be alive and enjoying that day and just preparing for the day as best you can, though the day you got ahead of you is carefree on the beach, in the pool, eating and whatnot. You should go into every day with that kind of feeling because then you don't have to really worry about vacationing to feel better. Like it's just it's
true, but
hard
that's the idea behind vacation.
the stresses of work are only going to be that way.
We live in a country, or particularly in a city, because we've seen there's other parts of the country that don't quite live the way we do. But it's just hustle and bustle, and thinking about the next move, and thinking about the next dollar, and thinking about the next bill, and it's constantly that. So when we go on vacation, it's literally just to get our mind off all of that shit. For us, not everywhere who goes on vacation has the same.
Everybody.
Not everybody from everywhere. You know what I mean? So both. Different but the same. Not everybody has the same experience on vacation depending on where you're from. So we're used to just like big city living. We constantly are.
Oh, so their perspective is always different.
Of course.
You know what? That's a good point, and I agree with that.
Life is all perspective.
Yeah, it is. And I hadn't thought about that idea, like where their vacation. You're right. Makes sense.
Break time.
Yeah, we'll be back with probably more of this shit. All right.
Probably, yeah.
That's Kasson Ave, for those who didn't know.
Different, but the same.
And that's recorded. So
It sure is. It sure is recorded. That might be some Petronian content. Petronian.
My whole back ass side hurts right now. Like fucking from. So yesterday I didn't tell you, or did I tell you that my stomach was hurting and I didn't make it? So I
But
didn't
when you
tell.
say that, it sounds like you boo-booed yourself.
I felt like I had to, but I didn't. It went the other
Well,
way.
you gotta,
So yesterday, me and Vivi went and got some food, and it was pretty good. I had a few beers and indulged a little bit
spoiled,
later.
man. Look at you. Food, vacations.
Eating spoons, forks. So man, I don't know where I like. It just started. It hit me
Probably
like
sporks.
I think I
Was
like.
sporks an innovation?
Yeah, it was. I was affected by this food somehow, and it got me to go and I had to go throw up, man. So I'm in the bathroom for like an hour, just fucking. Like,
Damn.
like the food just wouldn't. It wouldn't want to go down, and it was just like, all right. So it had to come up.
That right
And
there is rough, I tell you.
yeah, man, fucked up. But I think I threw my back out.
Signs that you're old as fucking dirt. Oh, I was puking and I threw my back out.
Shit hurts, man. But
That's hilarious.
you know, what are you gonna do?
I mean, it's not hilarious because, like, it sucks.
It's coming
you know?
for you too, motherfucker.
I mean, listen, we've been through this. No matter how old I get, you will forever be older.
Yeah, well, this is a precursor to you. Just watch.
No, not really, you know?
Whatever, dude.
Well, we're back. Kasson Avenue podcast.
Oh yeah, Kasson Avenue. That's us.
Got to keep it reminding so that, it's just a word association game, you know?
Yes.
Did you, in your time that you've been out, gone, can't talk, did you see the Le'Veon Bell, Adrian Peterson boxing
I
match?
did see that footage. That was pretty hilarious.
It was a five rounds of nothing, and then finally one punch and put Adrian
That's all
Peterson
it
on his
did?
ass.
One punch.
I was just watching that in the break time because I heard about it. Heard them talking about it. I knew who won already, but I just wanted to see like what finally did it, you know. And it was like
It was just a one punch to the
was
face.
just a
Like
little-
a straight. It
yeah,
was
a
a
little-
straight punch. It was a boom. Like he literally.
well, it wasn't straight. He was kind of like
No, he
came
went-
from the side a
he
little
came
bit.
straight into
I
the
just
face.
watched it. It was kind of.
Straight
But
into
anyway,
the face.
so he got it. Yeah, AP got
Same
it.
but different. Different.
AP got it in the face, right? Pause. Wherever cool.
It knocked him out. He was like.
Well, he put him on his ass, right?
I think it was a momentary knockout. Like it took a second, and
Like he
was
sat
up.
down and he was just like,
"What the hell?"
fuck just happened? Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I don't know why they were fighting in the first place. It's like celebrity deathmatch type
I
shit.
saw Nick Young got thrown out the ring and hit his head.
Listen, man,
Swag AP.
Swaggy P, just taking on a whole new, a whole new meaning there. But yeah, man. So I don't know. I didn't really
That's
have
all
much
you
to talk.
have?
I didn't really have much to talk about there. I just was
Oh.
watching it. I just wanted to know if you saw it. And
I think that boxing shit is hilarious because you aren't boxers. Why are you boxing? Literally, all you're doing is putting yourself in a position to make a few dollars.
well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, but do they need that money that bad that you're going to get knocked out on television? Or pay-per-view?
Maybe they thought it was going to go the other way. You know, not the same.
I mean, it's
Different.
Yeah, but what makes you think because you're athletic that you're going to be somehow a better fighter than that man that's been fighting?
Well, it was Le'Veon Bell and Adrian Peterson. They're both former NFL players, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So it seemed like a level playing
Well,
field.
maybe one was a better boxer than the other, man. That's all.
Evidently.
I know.
Although
All
I
know-
don't think that's necessarily true.
Maybe if it was a boxing match with their feet.
I'll tell you
Because
this.
Adrian Peterson's better on his feet than he is with his arms.
I'll say this. In terms of stature, like physical stature, Le'Veon Bell looked like he was more in shape. Looked like he was going to do more damage. However, let's not put away the fact here that they went 4 whole rounds with nothing.
They didn't do anything.
So I think it was just like
What were they dancing?
I think eventually somebody was bound to land a shot.
They were just dancing.
Yeah, you know? And they just clearly didn't have much chin. You know, they didn't have to work on it much in their life. They had
Much
helmets
chin?
on. Chin.
Oh,
You know?
I was like-
clearly they had helmets on their entire careers. So, you know, they didn't have to worry about taking big hits to the face and being knocked the fuck out. But then
yeah, but they did get. But dude, I don't know. I think that it's not the natural progression for a football player.
It was like when I was watching the Chargers and Chiefs game, man. Herbert took like mad shots. You know, at first they were doing all right. Like they were winning. They looked like a much superior team. And then Herbert got hit a couple times, and you could see his ribs were like not doing it. But even after that point, this motherfucker still threw like a 30-yard touchdown pass. Like I was like,
He's
this
nice.
kid is crazy.
Justin Herbert's nice.
Yeah, but it looked scary for Chargers fans. It looked like he was gonna have some issues. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't like heard any follow up from it, but he took like a few big hits after his passes. It wasn't sacks. It just got hit after the play, and his shit was just like, he didn't look like he was in a good way.
Well,
Got the air knocked out of him or something.
that's the problem with football, man. It's pretty risky.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that I would.
Good matchup though.
If I had a son, I don't think I'd let him play.
I ain't gonna stop him. You want to play? Go play, man.
No,
Go enjoy
I
yourself.
don't think I would allow. I'd be like, listen, dude.
Listen, he's not telling me he wants to join a gang. I don't want to go gang bang. Just go play
It
some
is
football.
a gang. Them football players, dude. Listen,
I'd be quicker to tell him you
the
cannot
issue-
join the cops.
so
before
the
you-
thing with the thing with Justin Herbert, right? You may not hear anything from it. He may suck it up. He may put whatever those shots they give him, the cortisone shots, and put some ice on it. And the next week he's just gonna play numb.
Sprinkle some crack on his
But the thing is, they're still gonna get hurt. The football mentality is I got to get out there and my job's on the line. There's better sports.
I'll tell you this much though.
There's better sports.
I've seen lesser hits.
And it's more money involved in sports that don't take as much problem out of your body. Like baseball, there's no fucking salary cap. I will be the best baseball player in the world for all that.
I've seen quarterbacks take lesser hits and their O-line jumping up like, excuse me, you better check yourself. You hit my quarterback like that. And it was like 4 hits in a row. But given they were clean, it wasn't like they were malicious or anything like that. But it's still like, you can tell. Like, I forgot, one of the defensive linebackers for the Bears, he was talking about it before. And he's like, yo, I don't want to hurt somebody, but I think the fans want to see us hurt somebody. Like, I'm trying to come off that line and hurt that quarterback,
Of course.
So there's a little bit of maliciousness in it to some degree. Is all I'm saying.
There is. The game is in nature, animalistic, if you will.
Yeah, it's gladiator games.
Yeah. I texted Daniel. I was like, "Yo, where y'all at?" And he still ain't hit me back. I'm gonna throw his phone at him.
Well, I saw he posted a Snapchat where he was at the golf course. I don't know if that was today or yesterday though.
Oh, so that must mean that I might just be going straight home, huh?
Hey man, listen, I'm ready for a nap right now. Over here on air talking about I'm trying to nap after this.
I got some shit I gotta take care of at the house, man. I've been on vacation since the 9th, so I gotta get ready to go back to work. I took off Friday.
Is your leg sweaty or did you just oversaturate it with the coconut oil?
Probably it's all coconut oil. I don't know how that shit works. All I know is my steering wheel got a whole bunch of grease on it now. It's not my fault. Vivi did it. But the shit makes you feel all nice and moisturized.
Well, yeah, it's because it doesn't get absorbed by your skin, which is why I choose Gold Bond. And I know how dry my skin is when I put it on there because I'm like, oh, this shit's gone already.
Well, the thing is, I get like somewhat like a sun rash, depending if I've been out there for fucking 5 days like I was. Eventually, it starts to like irritate, so I have to like moisturize. That's your man tip for the day. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, because you shouldn't feel any less of a man for taking care of your skin.
You shouldn't, man. Your skin is important.
Especially as you get older, and then you're like, man, I probably should have done something better by my skin.
Look old as shit.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, man. This is a man's podcast.
It's a man's world.
Clearly, there's not a single woman in sight. So
that's pretty.
That tells you all you need to know about.
We have had a woman on.
Yeah, and Sarah sometimes she's always like, oh, you should just let me come on your podcast. I'm like, look, sister. Wow, I would love to do that.
You know I can't do that.
we gotta plan it better. We gotta have like topics where we need a female perspective, and then we can bring her in here.
Yeah, I don't know what those topics are.
We just kind of don't talk about anything, that's pre-planned most of the time these days. But what got me down that Le'Veon Bell, Adrian Peterson fight thing is that for whatever reason I thought that Jake Paul fight was supposed to be this weekend, but it's actually like in October.
Who's he fighting?
Fuck, I forgot what his name is.
Oh, John Bones? Or no, Silver.
Yeah,
Silva. Anderson Silver.
Anderson Silver.
What is that? Is that Adam Silver's brother? They look alike. If they were like
the guy who sold it to me,
like they don't look alike, but they have similar features. They're bald.
Who's that? Jerry Garcia's brother?
Actually,
it's Andy Garcia's brother.
They're longer gentlemen. Pause.
It's pretty funny. But yeah, no. So I was curious about that, and I was like, I don't know why these people who specialize in the mixed martial arts
are trying to box.
They're so much more limited there. Like, unless like one of your main focuses as mixed martial artist is boxing, or even at least kickboxing, something there, where you just are on your feet and you're moving. You're putting yourself in like a stupid situation, Now, there's a reason why you never see these boxers who are just like actual boxers step into the UFC ring, because they will get eaten alive.
Yeah, I don't. It's not a. To me, they're not. Just because they're a combat sport doesn't mean that they're the same sport. That's just or they're related, but they're distant.
I was listening to Bill Burr again, and he was talking about this was like when Floyd stepped in the ring with what's his name from the Irish guy,
Floyd,
McConnor.
Irish guy. Oh yeah.
Conor McGregor. There you go. And he was like, Floyd's getting 80 and McGregor's getting 20 mil on this fight, and he was like, I think that's so stupid. I was like, they're super shorting McGregor here because you're stepping out of your comfort zone to go into the undefeated, arguably best pound for pound boxer alive in his realm, and he's getting more money. Like, if he was stepping into your ring, then he should get the 80, you should get the 20. But if you're going into his ring, you should get the 80, he should get the 20.
Mayweather, what is it? What's his team? The money team? They're better in negotiating. I think that's an underrated thing in these types of arenas. I
think McGregor just wanted to hit him, so he was like, "I'll take it. I don't care. Let's do this."
I mean, $20 million. I don't know if I'd take $20 million to fight Floyd Mayweather. He'll beat my ass, but I'll still take it.
I also would, but you're also talking about somebody who's arguably like a superstar in his realm.
You think you would get frustrated and just tackle him?
He was trying. He was. I remember in that fight, he was like doing.
He was like, I don't know how to do this.
He's like, just fight freestyle.
Just put the gloves off, mate. He's Scottish, so bloke.
I think he's Irish.
Scottish, Irish, same thing, nothing.
I think that's offensive to them.
I didn't.
It's like when you say Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, like they don't like it.
No, I'm just confirming. I said same thing. You heard the question mark.
Same but different.
you heard the question mark at the end of that. I was just wondering.
It's like the British and the Australians. The same but different, They have an accent that's very similar. All generally white people for the most part,
You're white, you're Ben Affleck.
It's just my perception of things, and
All right.
But yeah, so I don't know. You're not really following football, I take it, even though you have a Bears hat on right now.
Honestly, I haven't followed any sports developments in the last probably 3 weeks.
Okay. Well, the Bears are playing Packers today, and
good.
Green Bay
My tenant, I was just informed, is having a what's it called with their family, so they're gonna be out in their
little football party, watch party,
which is fine. Whatever. Just don't be in my backyard like that.
Green Bay was not looking good last week. They were getting shredded. It was pretty apparent that the only good player on the team was Aaron Rodgers.
I'm surprised he didn't leave. They just threw so much money at him. Like, Matthew McConaughey, man, they just keep giving all this cash and all this money to me. And
that didn't even seem like it was going to be the thing, right? Because they drafted Jordan Love, and he was like, "Oh, you pretty much
hasn't really
I'm grooming my replacement." But then you're like, "Oh, we'll pay you still." Like,
okay, so
it's very weird.
Jordan Love's still on that roster?
Uh-huh. Yeah, but I forgot his main receiver or whatever is now gone on a different team, so that's why he was just looking. Very like in the hands touchdown pass.
Not looking
missed,
too good.
Like the first play of the game last week. So I was like, man, I know we're gonna be in Lambeau today, and I know the Bears typically just blow it against the Packers all the time, but I would just really like to see them.
I would like to see
them
win too. That would be nice.
That's what I'm gonna do after we finish potting. I'm gonna get comfortable. I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna turn on some football. Just relax. That Chargers and Chiefs game was on Amazon Prime, which I thought was weird. But I had Prime, so it really worked out well. But I was like, this is like the first time and I think that's what it is now. Like Thursday Night Football is gonna be on Amazon Prime.
Can you still get that on? It's like exclusively?
I think so. Yeah, it wasn't on any local channels. Bezos, you know what I mean?
Do you think I can? So getting that YouTube TV wouldn't matter in that regard.
I don't know. It was my first experience with it. Like I was looking for the game because I knew it was on, and then I was scrolling through the channels and it said Amazon Prime. And I was like, what the fuck? So I hit it and then it started my Amazon Prime up and it jumped into the game. And I was like, that's interesting.
See, I don't know how I feel about that. It's the same bullshit that it's becoming a thing where you have to sign up to these places. I saw that meme recently. It was like, I gave up cable $120 a month to start paying $200 for all these subscription services.
I don't watch enough to justify having that many. Like, the only reason why I have so many is because...
You say you don't think you watch enough to justify having the ones you do?
I don't watch enough TV.
What are the ones you have? Name them.
So I have HBO Max, which is free with my cable subscription.
Okay.
Ironically enough. I have Disney Plus. got it $7.99. Grandfathered, surprisingly. I ain't mad about it. And then I have Amazon Prime.
No Netflix? Oh, you got my Netflix.
I have your Netflix.
Okay. All right, so we have Netflix, which I pay for. We don't have Hulu anymore. We used to get Hulu through Vivi's sister. We've got Amazon Prime through Vivi. We have HBO Max, I think we might get it for free, but if not, Vivi pays because I wasn't paying for that shit. I was like, I'm not doing that. It's a lot of money, yo. But it comes in handy in certain things.
What a fucked up world.
And I
It's
just do
the most capitalistic society of all time.
I just do YouTube. So if you think about it, I pay for internet, and we pay for all that collectively. It's almost cable, but more on demand than cable.
True.
Though I don't get the same perks as like
Less commercials than cable.
live TV or sports.
But what are the perks
of cable?
with live TV?
Well, I'm saying being able to see like
Only
games
sports.
live and things like that.
And now they're starting to move them to certain
Which
streaming
sucks
services.
because,
you know?
I mean, unless they move it to the one centralized one, if the NFL is going to just stick with doing it on Amazon Prime, any of their more, but all their games are specialty games. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football.
Can you get Sunday ticket directly through NFL?
I think so. No, I don't know.
And if you
Well,
do
how would
that,
you get-
then
how
do
would
you,
you-
do you get
well, how
Thursday
would you
games
watch
too?
it?
Because it's a Sunday ticket.
You need a receiver.
But newer TVs that today have that shit because they're all connected to they're all internet enabled.
I don't know. I'm over all of it. Netflix is
all
cool.
very
The
confusing.
only reason I like Netflix just keeps getting me because I'll start jumping into older series, right? So right now I'm in the New Girl, and that shit's hilarious. I'm just gonna keep watching that.
Yeah.
I watched that.
CC really hot.
I watched Mohammed or Mo, right? The show with this new comedian, but he's fairly new to me, but I think he's like a little older than me, like a little older than I am.
I mean, he maybe did like other shit. Like I have comedy.tv.
He might be involved in that.
They have like all those older like stand-ups and shit like that.
He's pretty funny, and the show is great. It's like a really good depiction of like Arab
American
when
life.
you're a Palestinian specifically, right? And I've thought about it before. I thought about it before, and I'd say it again that I think eventually I might start writing my own, because my story is way different than any other Arab you're gonna find out there, man. Like 100%.
Maybe.
Even coming
Different
from,
but the same.
Same but not really. Listen, we were walking through the airport customs in Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the lady, I gave her my passport. She's like this.
Yeah, to do a double-
And I looked at her. I was like, yeah, but not that guy. She's like, I was like, I'm looking at you too, bitch. Like, but that only happens to people with these type of names.
Speaking of Osama, I was just watching Joe Budden. He did his interview with Rob O'Neill,
The guy who,
like the
who
SEAL Team
killed,
6 guy.
the guy who killed or supposedly killed Osama bin Laden.
So it's an interesting guy, man. You know?
Really?
So it's like it's an entertaining interview, that's for sure.
What's it? He kind of racist?
No, it doesn't seem that way. No. But he like kind of he gives some information that I didn't previously have about what it's like to try to become a Navy SEAL.
Difficult.
Yeah, and like some of the training shit, right?
Hell Week?
Specifically that Hell Week, all that. He gets into all that shit.
That shit where they lay on the shore with they're like a chain, and they're just like they lay there for hours.
Yeah.
And just like wading water essentially.
And then he gave kind of like a humanistic side, like, all right, well, when he went and got Bin Laden, apparently, right? Like they knew he was in like that big complex compound, whatever the fuck they call it, and he's like, he killed him, and he was standing right behind his wife, and his 2-year-old son was like right there, whatever. And he's like, you know, at that point we thought we were going in there on a death mission, like we're gonna go in there, we're gonna get him, but we're gonna be gone by the time it's all said and done, right? So he's like, now I started thinking, because he has a kid. He's like, I started thinking, you know, like this kid, completely innocent, has no horse in any of this shit besides his pop. He just watched his dad get murdered in front of him, you know? So he just like kind of started giving some of that kind of background and like, you know, why he's like, I left the SEALs, I left the service altogether because I stopped getting adrenaline from when bullets were flying by, you know? He's like, and you know, it's too comfortable. Like I could possibly die one of these bullets. When they're whizzing right by my head, it could very well hit me.
Yeah.
It just takes one. He's like, but I stopped getting adrenaline from that. He's like, and that's when I knew I had to go. Like, I can't get complacent in this type of thing.
not at
you know?
all.
So I don't know. It was a good interview though.
So right after he did that, he retired.
I don't know if it was right after. But
After he
yeah,
finished
like,
out, I'm assuming. You know what? I feel like if he wasn't even nowhere near the finishing of his tour, that should be like, all right, if you want to be done, you could be done now. We've given like you. This is a privilege you should be had if you've done something like that.
if you look at him, he looks like he would be extraordinarily racist, just from the outward appearance, right? Like fucking ivory skin tone, fucking like blonde eyebrows and shit like that, like tattoos. Looks like he's your average racist. But based on like the interview itself, it didn't really seem that way. He's actually a really good conversationalist too.
That's pretty good.
He didn't seem to trip himself up much, and he just
Yeah,
had
I'm
like,
assuming you got to be pretty on point with what you're discussing when you're doing
and
it.
he had interesting stories to tell. You know, I mean, I guess that's really the thing. It's funny because Budden kind of like branching out into these other things, and he's like, you know, since I started this podcast thing, he's like, my interests have taken shape in many more forms outside of music, and so I forgot what the name of the series is, but you can find it on YouTube.
People or something like that.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube though. It's on there, like 2-hour interview or some shit like that.
Yeah, I actually saw that. I knew, but I didn't. For some reason, I wasn't thinking about it like that. But yeah, no, I saw that he's created like another podcast onto itself on the network.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
He's got nothing else to do but
Well, man,
try to schedule these interviews and create these little.
If all you got to do is create, why not? You know.
Yeah. You know, I always like. I'm far back now. I'm like 10 episodes back because of the trip, and you know, I just kind of like for like maybe 9 or 10 days just stopped like looking at it, and I was making a dent. I was close, but it is what it is. I'll get to it.
The new spot that they're in is pretty nice. He had apparently Omar Epps was just chilling in there just watching, and he came and joined the conversation for a little bit. His pops was in the building with them, whatever. He didn't really jump in and say
That's
anything.
pretty cool, though.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's probably good for you guys to get out of the tiny little basement, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I think like the way it was framed in the camera, it wasn't much bigger than that. So
No, I think I think it was a pretty small space,
Yeah.
and they said it got pretty hot, just like this room is right now.
yeah, man, my central air is having some issues, some difficulties. So got to get that all worked out. But we have a fan, you know. Try to keep you cool and
We've got a fan.
some respect here, you know. Not just let you sweat in your coconut oil. You know?
Hey man, I feel really nice and moisturized. You can laugh all you want, but my ass is gonna be nice and buttery brown for the next fucking 4 months.
Yeah, well, I know nothing
And
of what
then I'll
that's
just
like.
be normally brown.
I just this is pretty much the color that I stay, and it's really not.
Tan or otherwise.
It's really not nice, you know. Like it's not nice to me that I can't tan further than this.
Like, how am I Arab but not
Different, but the same.
same but different?
But yeah, so talking about your name really just got me into that.
Yeah, but I do think we're gonna take that project on because I need your perspective because that'd be hilarious.
Okay.
That'll be a pretty funny. I think that'll be pretty funny. Like, I don't know where I would start it. Like the introduction of the show. Like, where would I be? What position? What predicament in my life? Will it be a flashback? And then I'll wake up and I'll be like driving my work truck and shit.
Will you
like,
star or be a narrator?
Oh man, I think so. What's his name? Nicky Jam. He did his own.
He still exists?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, he's
I-
a super big Latin artist now. But like,
Oh,
he
it's not
put-
a name I've heard in a while.
He did his own. He starred in his own documentary, and he did a really good job. Now I don't think I would star in my show. I'd be definitely like Larry David, right on there. I would probably narrate. I'd probably narrate.
I think it's the way to go. Have like your voice there and kind of giving further depth into the experiences.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, I think you need me to be able to discuss what happened in this scene before, because nobody else. Like, what you need to understand here is, all right, please listen.
I've been watching it's an older series, but Mike and Molly.
That's a pretty good show.
Hey, the sister Victoria. I don't know what it is about that woman, but she's bad to me.
She's all right.
She's like a little promiscuous little stoner chick. With
Well,
some,
that's always good, but
with
I mean,
some body.
I
you
don't
know?
find her that attractive.
I said something about her. I don't know. You know, can't quite put my finger on it, but I would put my finger on it though.
That's this is a PG show.
No, it's not. It's the furthest thing from
a
that.
PG show.
Yeah, PJs. That was a good show.
Yo, how early
PJs?
after you've gone on vacation is it too early to think about the next one? Probably you got to start paying off the last one, right?
It's only too early if you haven't yet left for your current vacation.
Oh,
I think you can start thinking about the next one while you're on the one that you're on.
Yeah, I think that's true. Because you should plan ahead.
Like,
What's
I
up, dude?
am
It's
gonna do
Osama.
this again. Plus, like, let's say you want to go back to Mexico, right? Where's a better time for you to scout locations to go on vacation than when you're on that vacation?
That's true.
You know?
That's true. No, I think we're gonna do something for Vivi's birthday, and that is in February. And we're thinking about probably. I want to do like Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
I just want to see all the Caribbean islands.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue with that.
I want to see all of them.
I don't really care about like the things that occur outside of that. I just want to be on a beach where my drinks are included. My
Well,
food is included.
you want the food to
maybe
be-
for like a premium. I could pay for a couple of island girls to come and fan me off. You know,
You want food. So from what I get, so for me, what I've realized is food and customer service, right?
well, yeah, of course. But all those places have customer service to some degree.
Some
you
of
know?
it. But I think they all vary. But the food here was good. So good, right? That there was on the beach a taco stand, right? Opened up from like 11 to 4. They pull up their little garage door, and they had like 8 different variations of tacos. Really good, fucking homemade shit. Then they had a hot dog place, right? That if you want hot dogs. Then
In case this does not feel American enough for
then
you.
they had cheeseburgers by the kiddie pool, but those cheeseburgers were fucking fire. And then they had all the places you can eat during the day. It was just a lot of food. I think that's key. That's key, my friend. That's key. So
Pops
like,
responded, Pops at home.
he's not interested. Who said that, Pops?
Pops.
And Daniel's like, where?
He didn't say
Golfing.
anything.
It's probably golfing.
Probably.
He's probably golfing. Dude, it is warm in here.
Hey man, listen. Again, I turned on a fan. That's all I can do for you right
You
now.
have one fan.
I told you we're under this white hot light.
It's so hot.
What you gonna do about it? It just is what it is.
Oh, well, I mean, what else we got to talk about? Sneakers? Well, no, I do have, I actually got a W that we didn't discuss yet. I got
All right.
those stealth ones, remember?
Oh yeah.
I did get them. I was going to wear them today, but I hadn't laced them yet, and I was just way too lazy for that.
It's true. It's a hassle.
Yeah, I looked at them, I was like, they're not laced. Actually, I looked
I mean,
at
it's nice because
I looked at-
these have not been touched yet.
Yeah,
by another man's
That's
foot.
true. It's very rare you get them like that,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. These I looked at the cool gray 11s, and I realized I had washed the laces, and they weren't there. They were right next to them. I was like, well, that's not going to happen either. But I did get a W. I have finally gotten a W on sneakers, and I'm pretty fucking happy. There you go. Thank you very much. It makes me happy to report.
Yeah, it's always good to be able to report that, because it's very rare. It's very far and
It's fucked up, man.
few and far in between. The only time I really have success is on Finish Line, when they have like their little raffle shit, but you have to go in the store and pick it up, and it's usually on one that I can like take it or leave it. So I don't know, but
I get that. I on the trip I brought one pair of sneakers, a pair of all white wear Air Force Ones, right, with gun bottom.
Okay.
So I wore them a couple of times. The last time I wore them, I went against my own rules and I wore no socks. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Not
it'd
at the
be.
time, but on your
No,
next wear, you're gonna be like,
No. Luckily, I was like, for some reason, my feet weren't sweating that bad. Maybe because there were no socks. But like,
Maybe.
But I gave them a whiff the next morning. They were good.
I don't know, man.
I don't usually do it, but in the vacation, I was like, what am I gonna do? Wear socks? It's
Like
5,000 degrees out
like
here.
they make like boat shoes for that type of shit,
Yeah, I know, but I didn't have boat shoes. I had those shoes.
So they
So-
put on some slides. You said you retired
I
the
did bring
slides,
some-
except for
I
to
did bring-
vacations.
well, I did. I wanted to wear because we went somewhere, and I was like, I should probably wear a pair, something different than these slides. Plus, I think they were a little wet from the day, like with sand on them.
Well, what is the material? Like, there's
The bottom,
slides,
underneath,
rubber, they're like
underneath-
leather.
Underneath the strap is like less. It's like more of a softer material, so it doesn't hurt.
Velcro type of shit.
No, it's not Velcro. It's like
Well, where they connect is Velcro.
huh?
Where they connect.
No, it doesn't. It's not Velcro. It's just a regular slide, like which is you.
Oh, so there's no disconnect.
No, I don't like those all the time. I've had some of those and they just fall apart.
It's interesting.
Like the Velcro kind of looks all fucked up and shit.
I mean, the ones I have are Velcro like that, but they're Jordan slides. I got to run a few errands. Well, Daniel's a busy man these days.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I still haven't even seen his new ride. I keep forgetting that he has one.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was going to go there, but it seems like everybody's on their own shit. Pops is just going to be watching a football game, and I ain't really
Probably
interested
true.
in watching
And the Bears don't start until 7:20 tonight, so that's like, I'm not trying to be at his house till 10 o'clock.
7:20. No, I'm not watching that whole game. I haven't watched a whole football game in years.
I have, but the 7:20 game.
I think the last I watched maybe been Thanksgiving last year.
Okay,
I think that might have been the only one I remember watching fully, and that's a long time ago. I just don't watch a lot of football no more.
I mean,
I just watch highlights.
I hear you. Listen, there was a time where I was also like, I'm not really fucking with the NFL like that, but you know, it's entertaining to some degree.
It is, but
they added one game to the schedule. So.
That's a lot. That's a lot more extra. It's not, but it is. It's like a lot of more wear and tear because let's say you play 17 games, then you got to go into the fucking playoffs.
You do the Pro Bowl if you're that good, you know.
One more, yeah. I don't know. What's the point of Pro Bowl? You get hurt, you're fucked.
The Bears game
it's not
last
like the
week.
All-Star. I mean, you get hurt in the All-Star game, you're fucked too in basketball, but at the same time.
Well, the Bears game last week I thought was they had like a really weird penalty, right? So the conditions they were playing in was like what they called like mud bowl conditions, like it's just super wet, rainy, flooded field. Essentially, it was just like super Like before the game started, they were like had these big squeegee mops and they're like pushing the water off the field. So at one point they went to go and kick, I think for an extra point or something like that, right? And the guy who was setting the ball, he like wiped it off with a towel. And so they gave him a 15-yard penalty for that and took him out of field goal range. or so it was a field goal, I guess. So they took him out of field goal range.
What the fuck? Why?
Because there's some weird, very rarely called rule where you can't wipe the ball off in a rainy. I don't know.
Oh, so
I thought it was so weird. I was like, yo, I just watched the game. The next game was like beautiful, sunny, probably like 70-degree weather. They were playing the most ideal conditions. Like you didn't have to wipe it off then, but you can't wipe the ball. He's gonna kick it.
People are fucking stupid, man.
The NFL has some weird rules.
I don't know. What are you going to do? The refs call what they call. But that's really arbitrary. Like, yo, it's muddy and my hands can't hold it. What do you want me to do? I know I'm going into this like with my ass hanging out. Like, the fuck is that?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. But, I mean, the Bears still won, and then they ran into the end zone. They all slid on their stomachs and celebrated. And I was like, I guess it's kind of cool when it's rainy like that and the game's all done. You know, no major injuries occurred in the middle of that because that's obviously where you broaden your chance for an injury. So
that's just weird, man.
It's weird. But I thought it was an interesting little tidbit because I was reading. I was like, wait a second. I don't even remember.
I would have never thought that's a rule. Like if you went and if you said, well, it depends on what the other ones are. But if I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and those are the 4 answers and there's the rest of them seem like feasible, I wouldn't guess that.
I was just thinking about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the other day. I was like, man, I miss Regis, you know?
You know when I think about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? When I think about how I want to be a millionaire. I'm like, who wants to be a millionaire? I want to be a millionaire.
Who loves orange soda?
Kel loves orange soda.
I do.
You do? Me and Vivi kept laughing at the word caca in vacation just because it's hilarious to say caca.
Is there a context involved there? You just
no. Then everything that was caca. We said caca. This is caca.
So like the original. This is trash.
Or like you've seen The New Girl at all? Mm-hmm. When he's like disgusting, like we were doing that with disgusting.
Schmidt,
yeah, it's just hilarious. Such a funny show, man. Yeah, I didn't expect.
It doesn't hurt that Cece is bad.
Cece is so bad.
Yeah, and I like Zoe too. She's just a little thin for my taste. You know?
A little bit, but Cece's nice.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. A moment of silence for Cece's. Not that she's not here, but we just want a silence for her. All right, that's good.
I've never taken a moment of silence for a beautiful woman before.
Well, I mean, to recognize the silence of beauty of silence, same but different.
Well, there is beauty in silence. Really.
There is.
And something about like when a woman is hot but also not super like talkative, it's also hot.
100. Yo, I am very curious before we go because I'm sure we're gearing up. I want to If you guys were there for the little conversation of watches, if you're interested in more watch talk, right? I'm down for that. So let me know, Adam. I don't know. Adam likes watches probably not as much as I like watches. I've been diving into the world.
I got like 5
learning variations of them, the history of them. Like
my Movado needs a damn battery change.
I have a place I go to in the city to get them changed.
I'm gonna have to because I don't have the thing to get the back off.
Yeah, some of the like the back of this.
Real pain in the ass,
If you
man.
look at this, the back is like. You have to have that machine.
Yeah, you gotta have like a tool to like get it in there.
It's screw-in band. It's actually a pretty good watch. I bring that up because I've been looking at this what is the name of the brand? Hold on. Tissot brand. It's a Seamaster.
I always call it Tissot.
It's a really nice watch, right?
Kasson.
I showed you it, the one with the green face.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I really would like to get this watch.
pretty
So
nice.
luckily in duty free, they had it to sell place. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let's see what they got. So I found that exact watch. Not so sold on it anymore. It's not as
How
substantial.
pricey is the Tissot selection?
It can be high, but this one is like, and I'm not that I was gonna get it right away, but I would like to know what my next like step up is, and then maybe in a whatever by Christmas, whatever. It's like this one's 500 even, but
It's not bad. In the Movado I have about that price.
it felt flimsy a little bit. Like the face sounded good. It was a little light. It was a pro diver, right? So it was sealable.
So you can dive when you're a pro. Or it makes you feel like you're a pro
Well,
when
it's,
you dive.
it's just so because that's what they call that brand, like that type of style.
Does it have anything to do with water?
Yeah, it's more. It's basically these are screw down, so they tighten, so they
they're
create a
airtight,
seal.
so you
So
can-
I actually brought this in the water to see how it fared, and it fared well. But I didn't. The band I held it.
The way you lose things in the water, I'm surprised you decided
Well,
to even
no,
do that.
not in
you
the
know?
ocean. Not in the ocean.
just in the
Like in the
pool?
pool, just to see how it would fare. You
That's
know?
the funny thing about those resorts, man. They got swimming pools, so like if you don't want to go in the ocean, you could just go into this water right
Yeah,
here.
which
Just-
is-
you're
and
not
we
gonna get eaten by a shark.
We would do that at the end of the day. We would just transition to the pool and just hang out there till it got dark.
The sharks are terrifying, man. They make the water
Oh,
that much scarier for
Dude,
me.
me and Vivi were sitting out. The last night we went to the ocean at like 1, 2 in the morning, sit on the beach. And we're just kind of looking at the water. I was like, it's funny. I will venture out. I'm not afraid of the water, right? Like, I'll go into that motherfucker and I'll venture off and I'll play with the waves. I was like, at this point in the night, dark, you won't catch me in there. I don't, even if I don't think there's anything in there, there's something in there.
Yeah.
Right?
I need to like throw something in there to just kill everything for like that's in the general vicinity.
So
of where I'll be
Adam butts
swimming.
the rate just deplete whole ecosystems for his own fucking convenience.
For my own comfort. you
Well,
know?
so listen, I didn't wear a watch in there. I would wear a watch into the ocean. I would. Not this one, probably, but the one I actually have coming is probably something I'd rock. The brand is Invicta. A lot of people hate it, and this is what this is. They make
Because they think it's too big.
they make homage watches. So they've basically recently been just basically ripping off.
Oh, so they're
Rolex-
the Jacquees of watches.
They're ripping off Rolex pretty much.
They do covers.
I'll show you it.
Gotcha.
But-
Gotcha.
The reason I brought up that other watch is because the band felt not. It felt flimsy. Like it didn't feel weighty. Feel this watch. Like you feel like you're getting a quality piece of it.
Like you can knock somebody the fuck out with it.
Maybe, but like at the same time, like everything in that feels pretty damn weighty. The loom, which is the stuff that glows. I do think it might have got a little foggy in the water, but that could be. I
Looks
don't know.
like
I'm
it.
not sure.
You put it on your offhand to offset the
No, I put it on my.
to offset the.
Oh, with watches, right? Price doesn't dictate quality, and quality doesn't dictate price. But
it does at a certain level.
at a certain level, right? But those levels we're not talking about. We're not talking about like, for instance, they made they made the sub-octave the Pro Diver, which is a type of watch made by all brands, right? It's basically a version of Rolex's Submariner.
It's like having a sedan,
Rolex-
having a
Rolex-
pickup, having an SUV. Like that
Well,
kind.
Rolex has something called the Submariner, right? It's very popular watch. It's very simple, but it's a Pro Diver.
Is there often like terminology that is relatable to like the water world?
Yes, because not everything, but a lot of them are created in some sort of manner to, like in Pro Diver or even sportier watches. Some of them are made for a little bit of water submersion. But then there are the ones like chronographs, things that don't have a maybe they might be water resistant. I don't know if water,
So you can wash your hands with the watch on.
yeah,
you
but there's some
wanna
that you don't
dump
want.
in
So
the water
more
with it.
dressier. They're
Yeah.
not made to be durable. Like look at this. Like in order for this to like it's sealable. Like so every gasket is pretty much closed. But for instance, there's people that make the Pro Diver, right? And Invicta makes one, and I'll show you when I get it, and we'll compare it to what we show. I'll show you the video of the Rolex. It's so similar. It uses what they call like a very well-known, pretty solid movement in the back for the movement of the watch from Seiko, right? It's a really nice watch, and it's only I bought it was $100, right? Now I know that's cheap, but
price does not dictate quality.
and price is only and expensive is relative to what you can afford, right? I won't go out there. This was actually probably more expensive. I think I bought this for like $250 10 years ago.
I mean, I'm just saying at some point, relative is not really a
yeah,
thing.
I mean,
Expensive is just
when you're
expensive,
comparing Rolex to like things like Grand Seiko or like
I mean, and there's like low end Rolexes, but
Yeah.
they're still high end watches.
they're gonna be quality,
Right.
right? But obviously, the more you go up in theirs, their quality gets better. I'm saying for like
I want a diamond encrusted
$500
face.
like $500 or less watch. Though now you're kind of like picking at straws sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? Like you might get the brand more than you get quality from a price of some watches, and then others you're getting better quality, but the brand you.
This is true, but there are certain things I'm just always going to be brand loyal to. Like, for instance, I will always buy Bounty paper towels.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
But
the other brands
brand
just
loyalty
suck.
you obviously, but we're talking about within your price range, right? At some point, you were able only to afford this type of car, so you had to pick within that range.
I'm still at that point.
Well,
I just am living outside of my means.
What I'm saying is that's what the good different tiers.
But here, I mean, when we're talking about having a collection of watches, that is it's not a necessity. That's like an extracurricular shit, you know. Just like having all these shoes. I don't need all these shoes, but to some degree, you go higher than. It becomes
a hobby.
You probably sometimes go higher than you should, just because you know you need to add to your selection as you want. You're not just gonna buy a bunch of watches because you see them.
Eventually that will be the case, right? You'll be like, all right, maybe I've gotten to a point where I can upgrade to another tier, the $1,000 or $1,500 watch. But until then,
my shoe equivalent, I never need a pair of red bottoms. You know what I mean? I'm good.
If I could
Jordans
get
is like the highest level.
Listen, all right. Let me just put it this way: if I can fucking afford a Rolex, I'd have a Rolex.
I try to compare it to things so that people can have an understanding related to their life. You know, and not everybody's a watch collector.
The guy not everybody's a shoe collector.
That's true, but I mean, I don't care about that.
Well, that's all it is. I've just become more of that. And anybody who wants more of that talk, whatever we just had, we can have it because I enjoy it. Adam will get involved in it, and just like we'll do with cars and shit like that.
And if nothing else, I'll just sit here and make jokes because that's what I enjoy doing. You know.
What you got on your fucking feet?
I got these bread 9s. You know, it's like one of the few bread colorways that is not in bread. For those who are wondering, it's black and red. If you're not familiar, it's not like an OG.
Yeah, they're a nice shoe. I have no 9s.
They're really shiny leather. You know.
Yeah, they look like they're good for winter.
They're comfortable. I like them. You know.
I hear. Yeah, I've actually put my foot in one of your 9s. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
I have these Concord 11s from 2010, I believe. They're fairly old. They're the ones with everybody will recognize as the Jordan sign going the wrong way on both one of the shoes. But hey, you do what you do.
My man giving you the year and shit, giving you the rundown.
rundown. But yeah, and these are the ones with like the shorter cut patent leather. The newer ones, they're more true to the OG. I just couldn't pull them off because I couldn't get them. I mean, let's be honest.
That'll do it, you know.
It's hard.
If you can't get them, you can't get them.
I was shocked when I got the stealths. I was like, huh? What? And I didn't I got them. I just said, welcome. Thanks for your purchase.
They didn't even want you to celebrate. Like, you just take them. Just get out of here.
Fucking dicks.
We'll give you this one. Just get out of the way. I think probably maybe sometime this week I'm going to buy 2K23 because I beat Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, again. But on the PlayStation 5 this time, so it's different, you know. And then it's funny because like you go through like the radio stations on that shit, and they have like a talk show where JB Smoove does like an entire talk show with them and shit. It's pretty funny.
I wonder how much they get paid for that shit. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Eventually, they need to put out 6 now, you know, because like I finished 5, so.
Well, hopefully they will, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to the first and simultaneously 151st episode of the Kasson Avenue podcast, formerly known as the Kiona and Kasson podcast, or simultaneously known as that for now until you're comfortable with it.
Please be comfortable soon.
Yeah. So thank you all for tuning back in after a couple weeks. I saw that a lot of people watched the video I put up telling you not to leave, and you didn't.
It seems like people are back to watching after the summer ending. So we welcome you back, and we appreciate you coming back.
Always appreciate y'all, man. You know, tell your friends. If you ain't already subscribed, do that.
Tell your mamas.
If you ain't already following us on all the socials, do that.
Tell your aunties.
Oh shit, man, that's another thing I do is change all the socials.
You got to change the name, but it's not that hard.
Well, we got to talk about how to inch our way into this thing because
we're gonna do it like a Band-Aid. Get with it right now. Get down or lay down.